Welcome back. Let us continue with direct and indirect speech. So, we have discussed the rules of direct and indirect speech and what are the rules and what are the things you should remember when you change direct and speeches into indirect speech. Now, let us continue with few more rules that you should remember. That is the types of sentences. So when it comes to types of sentences, you have so many types of sentences. Let us see what are the things that you should remember when you change it into indirect speech. So types of sentences in indirect speech. So most often it is going to be a statement. So if it is a statement like, she said that she was tired, it is a statement. So here the usual rule, that is, we are supposed to remove the quotation and then we are supposed to add that in indirect speech. Okay, so the direct speech of this example is she said I am tired. She said I am tired. So first thing is I remove the quotation mark and I am supposed to add that when I change into indirect speech. Then the statement inside the quotation in direct speech is in simple present, so I'm supposed to change it into simple past. So she said I am tired. When I change it into indirect speech, it goes like she said that she was tired. She was tired. Okay, so this is one thing you should remember. And the next thing that you should remember is in question forms. So when it is in question forms, so use if or whether. Okay, use if or whether. No question marks. You're not supposed to use question marks in indirect speech. Instead, we use if or whether. So the same, like he said, are you ready? So when I use it inside the quotation, I am going to use the question mark in the direct form. Okay, so he said, open quotation, are you ready? Question mark, and then I close the quotation. Yes. So when it comes to question form, and when I'm supposed to change it into indirect speech, it is like he said if I was ready. So instead of question mark, we can use either if or whether. We can use either if. So the thing is so simple that instead of question mark, we are supposed to use if or whether. That's it. Okay, so statement becomes statement form, sentence becomes a statement form. Yes. So next is, if it is a command or a request, use to plus verb. So it is like he said open the door. So open the door, it can be a request and also a command. So he said open the door. Okay, so here when I change it into indirect speech, he told me to open the door. He told me to open the door. Okay, so here you can notice a kind of change in sentence in indirect speech, that is said becomes told. Okay, then me, we add me, he told me, because it is an order or a request to someone, right? So he said open the door, so he told me to open the door. He told me to open the door. To, then the verb, he told me to open the door. She said please help me. She said please help me. So she requested. Okay, she requested me to help her. She requested me to help her. Okay, me becomes her. The common changes that we discussed already, the common changes like the tense changes, the pronoun changes, and the time and place words, those are common for all indirect transition. Okay, we have to remember all those things. What is the other added rules is, that is, if it is a question form of speech, you have to remember that you have to remove the question mark, and you have to use if or whether. And if it is a command or a request, you are supposed to add to and plus verb. So she said, open the door. So she asked me, or she requested me to open the door. Okay, so did you get me? So that is all. It is so simple and easy. There is nothing to be confused to write in direct or indirect speech. Let us discuss few more examples where you can see in the slide. So, where do you live? The stranger asked Aladdin. Okay, where do you live? The stranger asked Aladdin. Just now we discussed about the question. Yes, like what we are supposed to do if it is a question. So now the stranger asked Aladdin where he lived. The stranger asked Aladdin where he lived. Okay, so that's it. The stranger asked Aladdin where he lived. And the next one is, call the first convict, said the jury. It is a command. Call the first victim, convict, sorry. Call the first convict, said the jury. So here the jury ordered to call the first victim, convict. The jury ordered to call the first convict. Okay, so you have nothing difficult in changing direct and indirect speech if you remember these small changes that happens when you change direct speech into indirect speech. So like I would like to give you a small tips, like that is just a small recall. You have to remove quotation marks in indirect speech. Yes, we'll just have a recall. We are supposed to remove quotation mark from when you change direct into indirect speech. Change pronouns correctly, then adjust tense. Okay, so the tense also should be remembered. Then the change of time and place words should be appropriately used, and use proper reporting verbs. Said, to, told, asked, requested. These are the reported words that you're supposed to use when you like change any direct into indirect form. What are they? Said, told, requested, asked. So when you have these things, it is indirect speech. Okay, so these are the few things that you should remember always. So important rules of direct and indirect speech are, again I would like to recall, remove quotation marks, use that for statements, then change of pronouns, then change of tense, and then comes it is change of time and place words, and change of modal auxiliaries. Yes, I hope you remember place words and change of modal auxiliaries. The change of modal auxiliaries, when what, like if it is a question word, like you use if or whether. If it is the other, like change of pronoun, I becomes he or she, you becomes we, likewise, and will becomes would. That is the modal auxiliaries. Can become could. And the next one is change in question is if or whether should be used, and if it is a command or a request, use the words like asked, told, requested along with to. Okay, to plus verb. So changing direct and indirect speech is very, very simple. Hope I explained it in a very simple manner without confusing you all. Yes, so hope that will be very useful for you. Thank you.